Hi everybody! How is everybody today? I'm Betty from Betty's Creative Boutique, and I thought that I could show you today how to make a pretty door hanger or wall hanger for fall. So I'm going to start with this cute little basket that hangs on the wall or door, and I got it from Hobby Lobby for 40% off. So we're going to start with that. And then everything I got today is pretty much from Hobby Lobby. So the next thing I got, this was on clearance for 29 cents. And you can get it wet. It's to use with floral, and you can get it wet for wet flowers. But since we just needed it dry, it looks like it's kind of old and crumbly. But for inside this, it's going to work just fine. So we're going to go with that. So as you can see, this has lots of holiness to it, like a whole bunch of holes where you can see through. And we don't really want to see through to the ugly green foam. So I also grabbed just a paper bag. I thought that would work fine. I've not done this yet, so this is going to be new. We're going to learn this craft together. So I'm going to just cut front of this bag, and I'm going to wrap it around the foam. It doesn't have to be cut very good because you're really not going to see this part. So let's see. But I'm going to cut enough where it can go around our foam. And we're putting the foam in there so that the foam holds our flowers in place. So let's see how it was just a Meyer bag. If you do use the side with Meyer, just fold that side inside so you can't see it. Put the Meyer against the foam. Alright, so this foam, I am just going to end up cramming it in there. So I think, honestly, we only need about half of it. So I'm going to grab a knife and just cut it in half. And then I'll set half of it to the side. Alright. So, honestly, we probably don't even need that much of the bag then. Let's just get a little farther down. Okay, we just stick the bag in first. And it doesn't matter if it shows through the back, because the back will be against the wall or the door. If you're going to have it hanging somewhere in the middle of something, which normally I don't think you would, then it'll matter. But otherwise it does not matter, so I'm going to just do this a little different. Okay, so now I'm going to take the foam and I'm going to shove it down in here because that's what I want to stick all my flowers into. So as you can see, you can't see the green foam, you just see brown, and it looks just like it's part of the basket. Also, while you're doing this project, you might want to cover your table. I covered mine with a tablecloth, a rubber tablecloth with a regular tablecloth underneath, because I don't want to mess up my table. I don't really think it would, but just in case. Okay, so next I'm going to take, so these I got also from Hobby Lobby, all of these flowers. And I'm going to first take this, because this I'm going to use as my filler. I just thought it was really pretty with the fall colors. Okay, so I'm going to cut off or pull off the tags. And then I have some wire cutters here. It's much easier to cut this stuff with the wire cutters. I'm going to see how that would be to just set in there. I guess it matters how tall you want your floral arrangement. If I just stick these on each side of the foam, no, I don't like that. No, we're going to cut pieces off. So if you look close, there's a big bottom, but there's a whole bunch of little separate ones. And so it's better to cut these with wire cutters and not it is hard though, because it's kind of thick, and not your scissors, because you can really mess up your scissors. Okay, once you have these all cut off, you want it to leave where there's a hard stem so that you can take all of this and you're going to start putting them into your foam. And you can turn them all different ways. You might have to play with it a little bit after you are done, but for now, we're going to just take and start sticking them into our foam. These, I thought they were just so pretty colors for fall. I've not made one of these yet, so we're gonna see how this turns out together. So let's hope that it's gonna be pretty. No, I know it's gonna be pretty. It can't not be pretty. The colors are too nice. And if you don't like it flowing over, you can always turn it around and make it less flowy. I think I'm gonna leave mine flowy like that. Okay, we're gonna stick some back in the back. I was wanting mine to be kind of tall and pretty. I don't know, I just like it. I like a little bit of the wild look. I think it's prettier that way. Let's see if we have another one that can flop over the other way. This one, pretty on here. Flopping that way. I think we'll add a couple more. I want it to look real full. I do have a lot of other things to stick in here, or a couple other things, but I just, so it's starting to get kind of pretty and full. As you can see with the paper bag, you can't see the wires coming through at all. It looks nice. Okay, we might as well stick our last one in here. I think we'll put it, maybe we'll come forward a little. We're gonna put it back. All right. So now that all of that is on, now I also bought some pretty leaves. And I have this, I thought this was cute, the fuzzy green. Oh, I do have one more of these. I'm gonna shove that in there. I think we'll put that one back here too. Okay, and then I also bought these yellow flowers too. So far we've got this. I'm gonna set it on my chair so you can kind of see the top of it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start with these brown ones. And once again, you're gonna pull the tag off. These are from Hobby Lobby. Depending on how many times you go to Hobby Lobby, you can get one item for 40% off. So I got 40% off the basket because it was the most expensive. I'm going to chop these off now. You wanna for sure have wire cutters if you can, because again, it'll just ruin your, you don't wanna ruin your scissors. I'm gonna chop this one off here. Again, I've never made one of these, so we're doing this together. I think I'm just gonna chop that one off. We'll figure out where that's going later. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So these have cute little pine cones in there too. They're kind of hiding in there a little. I don't know, I kind of want those to show. You can kind of move around your twigs, your little branches, and make it turn the way you want it, because sometimes the leaves, if it's in the back, it's the veiny part. And it's okay to show a little bit of that, but you want the pretty part to show. So we're going to try to turn them all different ways, make the pretty parts show. And let's see. I think I'm going to just stick this in the back here. I want some of the green stuff to show through too, so I'm just trying to put it kind of in between all of it and let it kind of stick out. And then I'm going to, so that's how we're shaping it so far. And then I'm going to take this one and go down farther, right about here, and I'm going to stick it into the foam that's in there, and I'm going to turn some of these leaves around. It's easier to shape it when you know, as you're doing your project. Okay. And then these couple of little leaves can just come down farther into here. So it just added a little bit more color to our project. Okay, so next I'm going to take these fuzzy green ones, and we're going to also take the tag off of these. away. I'm gonna snip it long because it's a long basket, and so like if you have a long bottom, if you realize you don't like it sticking out real far, you can push it in farther because the basket's so long that you have a lot of room to work with. All right, so that's the hardest part, honestly, is cutting them. If you have really good wire cutters, I think I need a nice new pair of wire cutters. I think I'm gonna add that to my Christmas list. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful fall. We've had wonderful weather in Indiana. Oh my goodness, we've been so lucky. It's November, and we've been very lucky with our weather. Wow, this one just doesn't want to cut. Come on, my friend. Oh, it's because I have a couple of them in there. Okay. All right, now I have them all cut apart. One of these popped off, so I'm gonna look and see. It looks like it goes right here. Put it right back on. All right, so these pieces will look pretty too. They just add a little more dimension and, you know, a little character to your project. So I'm going to take them and every so often, so I have 3 of them, so I'm just gonna pop one back here. You don't especially want it to be uniform. I mean, it's okay if you're really a freak about that and you love that kind of thing, and sometimes I am like that, but I am gonna try, like this one, I'm going to try to find a way to get it more into the front if I can, without hiding all these pretty brown leaves. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty so far. And then we're going to take this one and put it somewhere on this side, but it doesn't have to be perfectly the way that one is, because we want it to look like it kind of grew out of the wild. Okay, so far we're to here. So now what we have left is our pretty yellow flowers. You can leave it like this if you wanted to, and just, we're going to put a couple things on the front. But if you want a little more color, the yellow flowers are really pretty for that. I love yellow for that, because if it's going on your door, from across the lawn, your yellow shows up really pretty. It's nice to have whites or yellows, or bright colors are really nice because you really notice them. All right, so now we're going to cut all of these apart. Yeah, I'm going to get busy. Wow, those babies really flew all over the place. So I'm going to pick up all my flowers. They flew everywhere on me. And we're going to start arranging them into our basket. Okay, so some of them are bigger than others, taller than others. As you can see, I got some little shorties in here. I'm going to start with the tall ones. So I'm going to just kind of try to pull those out of there, I think, because those can go in farther. Okay, so now you could, if you wanted it to look like you just had a bundle coming out the front, you could just do something like that. I'm going to take and put them a little bit more scarce in there. I think I'm going to just take and put, so it comes out where they look like they're in bunches anyway, because, you know, there's 3 on most of the stems. There's 3, at least the tall stems. So I'm going to stick some of those in towards the back, because I want there to be color all over, not just in the front. Although that does look cute too. It's all your preference. I'm really excited about this because my front door can use something pretty on it. And my floral block that's in there, the little styrofoam thing, is hard to find because I did just put half in there, and so it's only in the middle, so I have to make sure I adjust it right. All right, I'm going to put one of these here. That might be down too far. Put it up a little farther. It's all to your liking, however you like it. All right, so they're kind of spread all over. So now I'm going to take this big one and kind of go back towards the middle again. And now if you wanted to, you can just really, you could either put another pile, you could just put them single. I'm going to do So far, I like it spread out. I think that's very pretty. Put one here, and then let me see. That one's missing a flower. That's missing a flower. A couple of them are missing flowers. All right, so I have 4 left. As you can see how it looks so far. I think I need something here. There's not much yellow. There's that cute, as you can see, my little pine cones are sticking out there. As you get up closer to the door, you would be able to see that, but from far away you wouldn't. But you want to be able to see the yellow. So now I'm going to go down in the middle here because there's not much color in here because we have so many of the leaves. And the leaves still show through too, so, whoops, one of my leaves came off. We'll put that right back in there. Let me get my flower in there first. I think I'm going to, yeah, and then we'll put the leaf in down a little farther. And my last flower is going to go in the middle of those leaves. I think I like it like that. It's not even, it's just pretty. So we're done with the floral part. And now we're going to move on to the next part. So I have this sign here, grateful. I thought that was cute. It's good for the fall. I mean, you don't have to, it can, obviously it kind of sounds like Thanksgiving to me, but it's great for the fall. So I was trying to decide, do I want it a dark brown or do I want to, honestly, I kind of like it the color it is. I was going to paint it, but I think we're not going to paint it. I think we're just going to put it on like this because it shows up so good. And if I do it white, I think it'll be too white. I like it like this. So we are going to use it like that. And then on one of my previous videos, I showed you guys how to make bows. This one's stacked. It's got the 2 different colors. And I thought I'd use that for this. Let me see how that looks with this. Yes, I like that. That's cute. Okay, so what we're going to do, I mean, I have other ribbons here. You could do something like this. This would be cute too. But I like the ones we have so far. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to take this, and I left enough wire on it that you could stick it on a project. So we can decide, do we want grateful up here and then our bow lower? So you'd have grateful and then your bow. And then I also have a pine cone that I could stick in there. I actually have a couple of them. I don't know if you can see that up close. Okay, so that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do grateful up high. So I have a glue gun here. We're going to just glue the back. I just stuck a new one in there. And my glue gun is on its outs too. I need some new supplies. So I wonder what everybody's doing this Thanksgiving. We have plans to go to a friend's house, but the pandemic's getting worse around us, so we're not sure. We need to talk to her and see how many people there's going to be there and make an educated decision. I hope everybody else is going to have a beautiful Thanksgiving though. I know everybody has their own special recipes for side dishes, and I want my grateful to be tilted. So I think I'm going to tilt it to the side like this. I'm going to hold it on there because it is going to be a minute before it dries, and we want it to dry on here because it's not a flat surface, and so it's only going to stick to a little bit of our project because it's so bumpy. So I hope I put enough glue on there. You can always add more glue if it falls off later, so don't worry about that. But this is what we have so far. So now I'm going to take our ribbon and I'm going to put it about a third of the way up our basket. And I'm going to try to get our wire to come out again so I can attach it. So I put it in one hole and I pulled it out another spot. And I'm going to just twist so that it holds on to the basket. Twisty twist. And I can turn it here. And then I'm going to just kind of twist it all the way to the end, but just really lightly, and I'm gonna take the end. Okay, so far here's what we have. And I'm gonna take the end of it, and I'm going to shove it back into the basket, because nobody's gonna see that. So we're gonna shove it back up in there. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And now we're going to take our pine cone, and we're gonna put the pine cone right in here where there's the little bit of space. I actually have a couple pine cones, but I think one will do the trick. As you can see, I have more than that, but I kind of think it would be too much. So we're just gonna do the one pine cone. We're gonna add a whole bunch of glue again to it with your glue gun. Again, my glue gun's not the greatest. The kids are always asking us for Christmas lists. I think a glue gun and some wire cutters is gonna be added to my Christmas list. All right, here we go. We're gonna try to stick this right in here, and we're gonna hold it in place until it dries for a minute. And then I will show you our finished product. And I hope you guys had fun making this today. So can you see the pretty pine cone? And I think that came together really nice. So that would be a nice Thanksgiving door hanger for you, or just for the fall. And I hope you enjoyed making this craft with me today. And if you did, please like and share, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.